And thank you for that, Doris. Diao with the screen on McMillan. And Mills kicks it to West. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
And it's McMillan missing.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL.
Well, we all know that Freak changed sides recently, but it's a challenge he's up to and wanted. It can be intimidating, you know, Clark, to join a new team, but I think he's okay with it.
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, he knows there are going to be some rough spots and a bit of a learning curve. But eventually things smooth out, and Freak knows how to fit in with the team, and this roster definitely looks stronger with him on it.
Shot's good by Mills.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Here's McMillan. And Tim Duncan closing in on 2 decades in the league. He talked about his continued love of the game. Well, Duncan breaking down his love for the game and what keeps him and going, not just playing, but still enjoying it at his age.
Man, it's phenomenal to see because Tim Duncan doesn't usually get too introspective with us. Anybody that plays this game knows exactly what he's talking about. And at the level he's competing currently, I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon, that's for sure.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for San Antonio. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Anderson is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Mills in at the point guard position.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Aldridge a screen. Back to Green. Here's the three. And Sanders pulls it down.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
That's a nice drive there, Kevin. He beat the lone defender and was wide open under the hoop.
Anderson a screen on McMillan. And here's Mills. Pulls up, high post. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The Knicks leading by 4. Now here's Freak. Roten dishes to Freak. No good on the triple. For San Antonio, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Aldridge, no one around him. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Outside Anthony. Here's McMillan. That three off the mark.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
The shot is off. Great D that time from McMillan. Roten, no good. Spurs trail by 4. Lets a floater go.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Knicks.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Here we go, San Antonio. Please give it up.
A different look now for San Antonio. Duncan, he's checked in for Kyle Anderson. And so that's the end of the first.
Here we go.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So it's New York picking up the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother him. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded. Kenny, your thoughts? And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.
What I say to you, so I call my
Nice work, everyone. Winning is not a sometimes thing. It's an all-the-time thing, all right? All right, fellas, competition time. Beat the pro. Let's go. Okay, we're good on the drills for now. Let's make sure we're getting better every day.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, I'm Ernie Johnson, and trick-or-treating door-to-door with me tonight are Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's
Trick or treat, give me something good to eat.
our featured matchup tonight out in New York, where the Knicks will be going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for Milwaukee, a win tonight would make it 3 victories in their first 4 games of the season. That would be a nice little run to start the year. And the ghouls and goblins are out as we're hosting here on Halloween night. Oh, that is very scary, Shaq. I see you decided not to dress for the occasion.
Well, when you're 7 feet and as sexy as I am, you don't need a costume. Plus, I took my kids trick-or-treating before I came here. Ernie, father duties.
Wow. I just remember the worst trick.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat, it's the NBA. We're glad to get spooky with you tonight. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Roten kicks to Freak. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The Bucks have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. First free throw is good. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Roten's shot. Both shots good from the stripe. Knicks trail by 5. McMillan passes to Anthony. Sanders in the post. Working on Henson. Such a wide open look.
Good ball moves. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
For the New York Knicks, they won their last contest against the San Antonio Spurs.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at them.
High post Lopez. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Carter Williams. Passes to Aldridge. They double him with Freak. Anthony against Antetokounmpo. Anthony with the defensive effort.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
1:39 left in the first. Antetokounmpo with the ball. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And he was also a big factor for them defensively. I think he tallied 4 blocks in the game.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
And a wide open look for Freak. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. So the Bucks, their last game, a win against the Brooklyn Nets.
And how about the accuracy that was on display from three-point range in that game? They were lethal.
Yeah, splashing those threes as they did really allowed them to continuously deflate that crowd and keep them at bay. Boy, that was a nice road win for them, no doubt.
Spates checked in for New York. Williams comes in for Carmelo Anthony. The Bucks also with the sub. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Cole Aldridge. Williams kicks to Freak. Here is Sanders. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. That's good.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
The Bucks trail. And here is Antetokounmpo. A shot by Carter Williams. Nobody around. A three-pointer, no good.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Here's McMillan. It's rebounded by Carter Williams. Milwaukee has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Middleton the pass to Carter Williams. And stolen by Spates. To the paint. Here's a Aflalo. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. 6 points for Aaron Aflalo.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
A good look from Carter Williams. Finds himself wide open and drills it. And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove. Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove. but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
Yeah, it's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
McMillan, he's in at the point. Porzingis is out there with Derek Williams. Then it's Tony Roten, and it's Spates in at the 5, down low. They're the group New York will start the second with.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Here's McMillan. And the Knicks miss again. Milwaukee in the lead. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Now, Carter Williams. He has 7. Off the pick. Rebound by Williams.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
The shot by Middleton, wide open. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. Carter Williams has got 4 assists in the game. And the pass to Roten. Spates sets a screen. Over in the corner, Williams. Spates trying to break loose. And with that, the Bucks lead is cut down to just 2 points in the bucket from Williams.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen. But still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Parker up top. He's guarded by Williams. Shot clock at 6. Goes up on the high post. And that one hits back iron.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game, just a matter who can catch that momentum. And here's a look at the stats for Roten. Some last season stats for him. Put up about 14 points per, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
For sure. Great anticipation. Peripheral vision is there. Natural talent as well. Really shining through.
McMillan can't make it work. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Parker dishes to Carter. Williams. Monroe kicks to Parker. Banked in off the glass. Parker's got 8.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
Anthony, the pass to McMillan. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Offline from the high post. The Bucks have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Carter Williams kicks to Middleton. Carter Williams against McMillan. Carter Williams with the bucket. And it's a 3-point Milwaukee lead.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Bucks leading by 3. Parker outside. It's stolen by Anthony. And pushing it up, here's New York. Anthony leading the charge. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bucks?
That mid-range shot has been a weapon for them up to this point.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. It's the Knicks up 1. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Carmelo's...
And welcome back to the second half. So it's Milwaukee picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really...
We got to forget about that one.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Greg Monroe. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
Greg Monroe was doing what he does best. He produced a massive game for them in locking down this win. The thing I like about him most is that a coach can use him in multiple ways. You can play him at power forward or center, and he can be just as good.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon.